Okay, guys, just wanted to do a quick video on how I make my fresh cranberry sauce for Thanksgiving. I want to show you my ingredients first. First, I use fresh cranberries. Okay, this is a 2-pound bag. You can use, sometimes you can make a small batch, so you use a 12-ounce bag, but I'm making a big batch, so I'm making 2 pounds. Okay, first thing you want to do, and you also, so you have your fresh cranberries here. I already washed them, rinsed them out, and I went through them. You want to make sure they're nice and fresh, that all the cranberries are nice and hard and firm, okay, and they're nice and clean. All right. What you want to do is you want to go through them and pick out, if you find any in here, anything that looks like this, that's squishy, soft, anything that has white, like almost like a film on top, anything like this. You want to pick these out because these are not good. They're not going to make your cranberry sauce taste well. So they're going to be very bitter. So you want to get rid of all those. And then wash everything nice and clean. Make sure all of them are nice and firm. I'm just going to wash my hands real quick. Okay, I also have here 2 cups of orange juice, 2 cups of sugar. I also add in ground nutmeg, ground cinnamon, the vanilla extract. This is homemade. I make this myself at home, although I keep it in this bottle, but it's homemade, and a little bit of triple sec at the end to finish everything off. Okay, so those are the basic ingredients that I use, and we're going to start the process now. Okay, so what you're going to do is you want to get a nice a pan, a deep pan with a heavy pot, and you want to start off with putting in your orange juice. And I'm going to put in my sugar. And then, of course, I'm going to get a good spatula and start to dissolve the sugar into the orange juice. And you can adjust this as you like to your tasting. You may want, if you want something a little sweeter, you can add a little bit more sugar into this recipe.
And you don't have to turn on the heat yet, right?
No, you just have to make sure that you first incorporate the sugar into the orange juice, and then you can start boiling this. Okay. Sometimes the stoves need a little assistance here. There we go.
That's a fire.
That's a fire. Okay, now we're going to add our cranberries. Okay. And we're going to start adding all of our other ingredients as well. We're going to add in a couple of splashes of vanilla. And I do this all by sight. So no measurements, like my mom used to cook.
That's right. And that's cooking what Omi says, lo que diga tu corazón.
That's it. And add some, this is the cinnamon, ground cinnamon. You can show them that. And a little bit of nutmeg. This is what gives it a little bit of a kick, right? And it gives you that Thanksgiving smell.
Goodness.
And we're also going to put in a little bit splash of triple sec.
My favorite.
This is like an orange liqueur, so it enhances the orange juice that's there. So that should be enough. I have 2 bottles here just in case I need them.
2 tablespoons, maybe.
Just about.
In there.
Not much. And then you want to stir all this up. Incorporate all these ingredients, all the spices. Now, normal cranberry sauce doesn't include a lot of these ingredients. This is just the way that I make it. If you're not fond of cinnamon or nutmeg, you can leave those out. Most of the time, when you make this, you make it with, instead of orange juice, you can just use water if you're not fond of orange juice. You could just use 2 cups of water and the sugar. That's perfectly fine. I just happen to like the orange juice gives it a nice flavor. And
Can you turn around and show me your amazing aprons?
oh, sure.
Mr. Figueroa.
And all you want to do is just want to let this cook. You want that orange juice to start to boil, and you'll see in a little while how as it starts to boil, it starts to break down the cranberries. And then we'll come back in a few minutes and we'll show you what that looks like and how we break it down even more towards the end. As it starts to boil and break down those cranberries, they'll start to pop on you. That's how you know that they're starting to break. Then you can lower the heat a little bit and let it cook down. And then we're going to start straining and creating that traditional thickness of the cranberry sauce itself.
All right, we'll be back.
We'll be back. Okay, so here we go. You can see that the orange juice is starting to boil, and you're going to start hearing the cranberry start to burst inside the pot. I don't know if you can see. So it's bubbling now. It's cooking up. Give it a little stir so you can see. And that's what you want to see. You're going to see and you hear the cranberries. I'm going to show you what they look like. You can see this one is already burst.
Yeah.
It's already cracked.
Yeah.
So that's what you want. You want them to start breaking up. And it's almost like popcorn. You hear that pop, 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 pop. And that's it. You're going to continue to cook this down. We'll be back. All right, so you can see now it's starting to boil really well. It's bubbling and all the cranberries are starting to break up. It's creating a nice sauce, nice color. And you can see they're all busting up. And I'm going to lower the heat a little bit just to let it simmer the rest of the way down. And then we'll show you the rest of the process in a few seconds. This happens very, very quickly. Once you saw that bubbling starting to happen and you saw that rising, that happened within a few minutes. So this whole process takes about maybe 15-20 minutes to make. Not a long process, very simple recipe. And you have a beautiful, nice whole cranberry sauce that everybody enjoys. Okay, we'll be back in a second. Okay, so this is where we are right now. This is only just a few more minutes, and you can see that the cranberry sauce is really coming together now. You can see that that's almost reduced to about half of the liquid that was there. Okay, and in a second I'm going to show you how I strain some of this and create that jelly that we all know as cranberry sauce. Okay, I'll be back in a second. Okay, I'm back. Here to show you. Okay, now I have my strainer. I'm going to insert my strainer into the jelly and bring some of those cranberries in there. And what I like to do is I like to strain it through and mash some of this up through the strainer. And we're going to push these through to create that jelly that you see on the bottom there. And you scrape all that off. This is that jelly. If you wanted to not have any cranberry pulp in it, you can just strain all the cranberries out, and just save the jelly part. And you can use that in, put it in a jar and in some kind of receptacle, so you can have jellied cranberry without the whole berries. But I like the double texture, so I always take this pulp, I strain it, and then I put it back in to my pot to incorporate all of this jelly and all the whole cranberries, so you have both the best of both worlds. Just put it all in there, make sure all that goodness is in there. Okay. And you don't need to do the whole thing, you just need to do some of it just to be able to have that jelly texture. And I'll be back in a second. Okay, so here we go. This is the final steps. You can see here that the cranberry sauce is already done. And you have the jelly and whole cranberries mixed in together. It's already reduced, it's good to go. I'm going to shut this down. We're going to let this cool off so that we can then put it into a container to let it cool completely, and it'll be ready for Thanksgiving. Hope you enjoyed the recipe, and hopefully we'll be able to do a couple of series more of the different things that I do, and hopefully you'll enjoy what I do and how I do it, and it creates a lot of memories for you. Enjoy.